What a weekend. It probably just seems strange to me now. I'm tired, pretty hungry.
Hi.
Hey.
Would you like coffee?
Please. I feel kind of silly, actually. I guess things can make sense as they go along, but once you stop and think about them, they can seem pretty ridiculous. To tell the story, I've got to go back to my job. I've worked for a moving truck rental company for a few years now. I take reservations for trucks, inspect trucks, clean trucks when they come back dirty. It's not a great job. It's a mindless job, actually. I ended up there because a college buddy of mine worked there, and he got me the job. He doesn't work there anymore. I still do. Last Friday, my boss calls me into his office to discuss something.
Well, looks like we got another situation.
So my boss starts telling me about one of our trucks which turned up abandoned. Now, occasionally there are situations where there's a missing truck. It will turn up somewhere. It's not a problem if another rental office is nearby. But if the truck is too far from another rental office, it becomes a problem. This truck was left somewhere in Nebraska, a couple hours outside of Omaha.
Yeah, it's already Tuesday.
Now, the weird thing is, the truck was dumped with the keys left in it and a full tank of gas. Now, in the past, my boss has given us a couple $100 to go down and get these trucks and drive them back if they're in working order. I know he hates having to do it, but I think he finally realized it wasn't worth the effort to do it himself.
What's it gonna take, huh?
So he asks me if I'm interested in taking the bus down to Nebraska to bring the truck back. He says he'll give me a few hundred if I can go tomorrow. So I was off to Omaha, or at least a few hours outside of Omaha. I have to say, though, I found something about this chore kind of fun. I mean, I liked that there was some potential for adventure. One time I had to get a truck a few hours outside of Green Bay. Another, I had to bring it back from somewhere outside of Winnipeg. That was sort of a nightmare, though, with Canadian customs and everything. It's really too bad people never abandon trucks anywhere that someone would actually want to visit. I mean, it could make the job a little bit more interesting. Thanks.
I'll get you more coffee. Do you need anything else?
No, thanks. This is great. The strangest thing about the whole situation is figuring out why someone just leaves the truck they've rented in some weird place, like Omaha. Not even Omaha. I find the truck a few hours outside of Omaha at some dumpy little out-of-the-way airport. From the looks of things, a plane probably hadn't arrived or departed from that airport in a long time. All the better, though. I mean, I wasn't looking forward to talking to anyone about the truck, explaining why it's there. I just want to get in the truck and go. Like I said, the strangest thing was trying to figure out why people abandon these trucks in the first place. Also kind of made me curious as to what they might have left behind. Well, like that time in Green Bay, my boss and I found 7 boxes full of porno tapes. 7 boxes, but they were all the same movie, like 1,000 tapes. There was another time we found a box of leather jackets. Now, my boss claims he gave those all over to the police, but I think he kept them or sold them. I wanted to make sure that I got the first look at what was inside before bringing it back. No jackpot this time. Practically empty except for one thing. There was a suitcase, otherwise the truck was completely empty. What was inside that suitcase startled me. I just wanted to get out of there quickly. As I drove away, I realized I didn't want to do this again. I felt like I was leaving the scene of a crime. But I was only doing my job, picking up the stupid truck, driving from Nebraska to Minnesota. It's kind of a long drive. I knew I probably wouldn't make it back in one stretch, so about 5 hours down the road, I decided to pull over and get a cheap hotel room for the night. What a way to spend a weekend. I'd hoped there would have been something redeeming about the whole adventure. Also kind of hoped there would have been something good left in the truck. Guess that was unlikely. The contents of that case were still somewhat of a mystery to me. It was a doll, a ventriloquist's dummy. It was a hideous little thing. One of its eyes appeared to have been dug out, and one good eye almost seemed to follow me. And its teeth. It had these tiny white teeth. Inside the suitcase, I noticed a handful of photographs. Pictures with the dummy. Sick, disturbing pictures. For some reason, I kept one. As I looked at the thing, I felt a little sick, but I couldn't take my eyes off it. It gave me the creeps to think where it had come from or why it was left behind. After that, I just put the damn thing back in the case. I didn't want to think about it anymore. It wasn't a mystery I wanted to solve. I just wanted to get some sleep. But that night, I barely slept. I couldn't stop thinking about the doll. Then at some time during the night, on Sunday morning, I got up early. I was eager to get back on the road and get home. I drove all the way back without stopping that morning. I was exhausted, but compelled to get back quickly. I was starved for sleep. I tried to play games with my mind to keep my thoughts off the suitcase and the dummy inside. As I drove, strange thoughts began to circulate in my mind. I made great time and got the truck back before noon. I left the truck locked up in the yard, but I took the dummy with me. Everything after that happened quickly, without much thought. I hardly remember the hardware store. It was like sleepwalking. I was tired. It all seemed to make sense. what happened next seemed even fuzzier. It's funny, even thinking about it now, it's pretty unreal. I suppose everyone's entitled to some weird behavior, but I just want to forget about it. Like it never even happened. I wonder if I'll always think about him whenever I cross that bridge, and if he's still down there, beneath the water, sunk into the mud, inside that suitcase. Some things aren't right. I know it's crazy, but if I had to, I'd put him down there again.